Hi everyone, I'm Sam and I am so excited for this full moon video today. So this video is going to be about the full moon that is going to happen on October 13th, 2019 in the sign of Pisces in Vedic astrology and the sign of Aries in Western astrology. Also, of course, don't forget to subscribe to me if you want to get these full moon updates, these new moon updates, these tarot spreads, these weekly tarot spreads. I have a lot planned, okay? I'm also going to do a series on explaining how Vedic astrology works as well for those of you who are curious to learn more about the type of astrology that I am interested in. So full moons, and why are they so important? So full moons are a time of release. It's a time when the moon is finally full. It's a time where everything is illuminated, everything is out of the dark, and now we can finally release things that don't serve us anymore, especially things that are holding us back from our goals that we made on our new moon. So the full moon is notorious for people going emotionally crazy and like everything wild is happening, and it's because everything is illuminated, everything is out of the dark, you know? So it is said that people who are emotionally unsound or have a disconnect between their internal and external selves are the ones that kind of go emotionally screwy during the full moon. And those of us who are emotionally pretty sound notice that everyone around us is screwy. So again, I do Vedic astrology, so this is different. This is where Vedic astrology gets really, really specific. Okay, so the full moon hits at 2:20 p.m. Pacific time, right? Each constellation, which we call our signs, has sub-constellations, about 2 of them, and those sub-constellations break down into 4 more sub-constellations called padas. So this full moon will hit in the sign of Pisces in the sub-constellation Revati, which translates to the wealthy one, in pada 3, which gives it an Aquarius type feel, okay? It is the last sub-constellation. It is the last sign of the whole zodiac, so this is like the last full moon of like the lunar year, okay? So this full moon is kind of taking like the last 6 months of full moons and is finally releasing the last little bit of it. So for some of us, this might be like extra fucking intense because it is the last of it, or some of us, this might be like one of those full moons where we're kind of like, I feel fine, you know, and it's because we already did all the work the past 6 months, right? So Pisces, the dreamer signs, okay? Revati being represented by the wealthy one, represented by a fish or a drum, okay? Aquarius, humanitarian, right? So this full moon is going to be a lot about being of service to others and making other people happy, and being of service to yourself and making yourself happy, being a good counselor, being a good helper, being someone who is really there for other people is actually going to bring you more wealth in the future. That is a classic universal law, and that goes for Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, paganism, Wicca, like all of them basically is like when you give to someone else, you get it back threefold. So this full moon is kind of all about that. So when it comes to release, this is kind of the time where we're either going to release one of 2 things. We're either going to release times where we have been way too selfish, like way too fucking selfish for ourselves, to the point where we literally have become ego monsters and didn't help anyone. And we also will release those types of people in our lives as well. So if you are someone who does help people and are of service to people, this is a time where you're actually going to get rid of a lot of opportunists and ego-driven people, because everything has to be a give and take. Depending on how emotionally crazy you get, this full moon kind of can tell you like the gauge of like what you have to release. So if you're someone who this full moon, you're kind of like, you're chilling, you're not really that emotionally like distressed, you may actually be a very selfless person, and this full moon is actually going to give you a lot of energy and will give you a lot of cosmic gifts. If this full moon, you notice that you're getting kind of jealous and spiteful, or you kind of like feel like that you don't have a sense of purpose, like if, you know, basically if you become really angry or irritated or just really, really depressed this full moon, okay, baby, you gotta start looking at your life. Where can you start being a little bit more selfless? Where can you start Where can there start being give and take? Where can you start being of service to other people? Okay, that's a really big one. Okay, so rituals for the full moon, my favorite. I love full moon rituals. And this full moon is a really, really good full moon ritual, full moon to do, because today in at least the Hindu or Indian calendar, it marks the first day of winter and the end of monsoon season. And also it's the last sub-constellation of the whole sky, and then we start all over again next full moon, right? So this full moon, it said that Goddess Lakshmi, goddess of wealth, comes down to earth and blesses those who are awake, right? Or woke, whatever you want to call it, right? Also, since it's the end of the lunar year, this full moon has all 16 lunar moon phases illuminating from it. So there's a lot of healing energy with this full moon. Also, if you have a weak moon sign, meaning if you have a moon sign that basically it's hard for you to be emotional or it's hard for you to express your emotions. So if you are a Vedic Leo, Aries, Capricorn, Aquarius, Libra, Scorpio, and Gemini, these are all really good rituals for you to do today. So if you're a candle magic person or you like doing candles for full moons, this is a really good full moon to do a candle on. This full moon is all about release, so cord cutting candles are really, really good. Banishing candles, return to senders, things like that. So all of those, I would say use a black candle, because black is like banishing negative energy, you know. But by all means, like, use whatever color is best for your own personal what you gotta do, you know? If you are someone with a particular deity or god that you pray to or you're devoted to, this is also a really great night to put out some food or some of their favorite foods out under the moonlight, obviously like covered and stuff, for a few hours, and then you can bring it in and eat it yourself. And that will give you the healing powers of the moon. This is also a really good full moon time to keep a fast or keep a vegetarian or as pure of a diet as humanly possible, just also to honor the moon, the mother, you know, our emotions, things like that, you know. Another thing you can do is sit outside tonight. Sit outside and soak up the moon rays, okay? Also, today is really, really beneficial if you show some gratitude and express love towards your mom or any mother figures in your life. Because, again, the moon is the mother. The moon is our insides, you know what I mean? Like how we feel. It's like our inner child. So being grateful for your mom or showing or expressing love or gratitude to your mom is really beneficial today. If you are drawn to Goddess Lakshmi, Krishna, or Lord Vishnu, those three deities are very happy today. So if you want to honor them in your own particular ways, if you want to do specific mantras for them, if you want to offer them particular foods, that's really good for today. Also, if you have a Shiva Lingam, it's a really good day to pour water and milk on the Shiva Lingam, because Shiva also is heavily connected to the moon. You guys know how much I love Shiva, so I'm definitely going to do my Shiva rituals today. So that's another thing too. You can put water out. You could put like a glass of water outside and let the moon rays to charge the water, and then you could baptize yourself in the morning with it. Yeah, I think that's it. Now I'm going to read each of the rising signs. I'm going to do a tarot spread for all of you guys on what to release, like what you guys should focus on and all that. So if you want to find your rising sign, your moon sign, and your sun sign to get any good ideas or specifics of things that you should release, please watch that after this video. Yeah. I hope you guys have an amazing full moon. I hope you guys release all the things that are holding you back. And I hope you enjoy the tarot spreads that I'm about to do for your sign.